Good afternoon, everyone. It is a privilege to welcome you to the AIB 2025 side sessions on unlocking Egypt's digital renaissance. Before we begin, kindly allow me to welcome our distinguished key speakers who have joined us today. Professor Gina Al-Fiqi, Acting President of the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology, Dr. Ibrahim Muhammad, Senior Regional Director for Emerging Markets, Elsevier, and we have over Zoom, Dr. Anas Al-Saoud, Executive Director of Association of Arab Universities. We gather here in Cairo today amid a global transformation in how science interfaces with society. It is important to note that since its inception, the Egyptian Knowledge Bank has served as far more than just a digital library. It has become the backbone of Egypt's transition to a knowledge-based economy. On a personal note, as a director of Egyptian National Science and Technology Information Network, I have witnessed firsthand how critical digital infrastructure is for connecting our researchers to the world. Today, we are here to look at exactly how the AKB is reshaping that open science infrastructure. We specifically wanted to shed light on the AKB here at IAB General Assembly because it serves as a powerful case study for national academies globally. It demonstrates a paradigm shift where academies move beyond merely drafting strategies and policies for open science to becoming true implementers and key enablers. In Egypt's case, the ASRT has aligned with the marvelous presidential initiative since its very beginning, co-developing, hosting, and operating the platform through AnestyNet to serve the community directly. We believe this is a model of acting and active engagement that deserves to be adopted and replicated across the globe. Furthermore, the AKB acts as the key enabler for Egypt's implementation of UNESCO's Open Science Recommendation, actively addressing 4 core principles of the Open Science Framework: open access, open participation, open assessment, and through open infrastructure. With that context set, I'm delighted to hand over to our panel to explore these themes further. We will hear from Professor Gina on the strategic vision, Dr. Ibrahim Muhammad on the research and analytics partnership, and Dr. Anas Al-Saoud on the regional academic impact and possible regional collaboration. Thank you and welcome once again. Professor Gina, the strategic shift part of the Knowledge Bank. The AKB started as a massive initiative to democratize access to information. Now, nearly a decade later, how has the ASRT seen this access translates into tangible outcomes? How has AKB shifted from consuming of the knowledge to production of innovation within the Egyptian research community?
Thank you very much for your question, actually, and thank you for all the present attendees for attending the session for the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. Actually, the Egyptian Knowledge Bank started, as you've mentioned, in 2016 with the main aim of democratizing knowledge, so that people in all Egyptian governorates, from school children to university students, scholars, staff members, everyone, even the public, could have access to the same quantity and quality of data that's available in the Egyptian Knowledge Bank, or this huge digital platform of the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. In 2024, a turning point took place when the UNESCO and the UNICEF recognized the Egyptian Knowledge Bank as one of the most leading digital libraries worldwide. At that moment, the Egyptian government understood that we actually having a treasure, that the Egyptian Knowledge Bank could not only serve only the Egyptian community, but it could provide services and data to everyone around us in the area, at least, or in the region. So at that moment, the Egyptian Knowledge Bank transformed its mandate from just democratizing knowledge within our national perspective to more into an international perspective. And we started to work with the AARU, the Association of Arab Universities, and the Federation of Research Centers, Arab Research Centers, in order to provide the services of the EKB and all the platforms of the EKB. Those platforms include the publishing platform of the EKB, because the EKB actually has a unique publishing platform that publishes the Egyptian journals in Arabic and in English and make them visible to all the world universities and research centers and all the world scholars. Also through the library that is heavily loaded with data and resources from 14 eminent international publishers, and also for the books, the videos, all the resources that are available. All of this could be provided to our neighbors in the region, in the Arab world. And here, the Egyptian Knowledge Bank started to disseminate its resources to everyone, so that we will not only be using the resources internally or on the national level, but also we're providing all the different aspects of the resources that are available on the Egyptian Knowledge Bank to our neighbors in the region.
Thank you. So with the Vision 2030 alignment, as we look forward toward Egypt Vision 2030, how is SRT integrating EKB resources to support the national priority sectors, such as energy, water, and health, and bridge the gap between academic research and societal needs through the the specialized councils in the academy, how we actually influence the usage of the Egyptian Knowledge Bank across the different councils?
Thank you very much for the question, actually, because the EKB in its own, before we go through the SDGs and the other aspects that the EKB supports the performance of different scientists within those SDGs, the EKB on itself is a core or a pillar of the Egypt Vision 2030, because the Egypt Vision 2030 is concentrating around the education, the learning, the innovation processes. And those processes mainly needs the EKB as a pillar in order to fulfill Egypt Vision 2030, to have a community that is knowledgeable, that's always learning, that can innovate and do more regarding knowledge. So the EKB is actually providing the main source for supporting the Egypt Vision 2030. As for the different SDGs and the different research areas that are of special interest for Egypt in Egypt Vision 2030, I think if we have a look over the EKB, we can find that most of the researchers that are available on the EKB platform would be fulfilling all the SDG goals of the United Nations. And we can find in that way that we're providing researchers in every and each SDG for all our researchers and scholars. So different disciplines, different areas, whether it's renewable energy, it's health, whatever the area of research, actually it's available there. And we're ranking our universities and research institutes on basis of their fulfillment to the SDGs goals. So, and this ranking is done through the EKB platform. So the EKB is helping the universities and the research centers in order to meet the criteria of the ranking. They have to be trained, they have to be well equipped with all the needs they would use for fulfilling the ranking criteria. So the EKB is helping the universities and research centers to be well equipped with all what they need to meet the SDGs, the researchers to have the overall vision that the researchers have to meet the SDGs, and finally all the data available on the EKB platform is meeting the SDGs and Egypt's Vision 2030.
Thank you. Dr. Ibrahim, Regional Director of Emerging Markets, Elsevier. Beyond content delivery, Dr. Ibrahim Elsevier has been a strategic partner of the AKB since day one. However, the landscape has changed rapidly with the rise of artificial intelligence. How has your partnership evolved from simply providing journals, ebooks, to offering advanced analytics and AI-driven decision support system that really help Egyptian decision makers and provide them with insightful statistics and better looking into the landscape of the Egyptian intellectual output?
First of all, thanks, Engineer Majid, for the questions, and pleasure being with you today. So I'll start about elaborating about the story itself of the EKB. So it started, as Dr. Gina mentioned, 10 years ago. It was started as a project of providing access to everyone in Egypt that interested in making R&D, not only in the institutions, but institutions, university, and even ministries. And since then, I think what was unique about the EKB, that it was not only providing access, but I think it has changed the whole ecosystem in Egypt, because it came with providing access, fostering activities. So I recall that the first 2 years, not only Elsevier, but all other companies or corporates involved in the projects, we have conducted, I think, in hundreds, workshops and webinars and training for at all levels, of people involving, in the research landscape. So we are talking about early career researchers, how they can write paper, how they can follow ethics, choose how they can form their teams to work on a certain project. But also we had an intensive sessions with the academic leaders focusing on Egypt Vision 2030 and see how we can help the leaders, to evolve around these visions, as Dr. Gina mentioned. But also we have been involved with ourselves in a lot of sessions, also with the main funders, policy makers, to change things. And the reality that a lot of laws even have changed during the last 10 years to help the institutions, the academic institutions, for example, to be able to settle or set up a corporate to not only focusing on research, but also go beyond research and focus on how they can develop patent, IB, and even startup.
Commercialize.
And this, since as we started as only providing access, but now I can see that it goes a lot beyond about only access, providing access, but went to another directions that support the whole ecosystem in Egypt.
Yeah. So about data-driven intelligence and holistic assessment. In an era of transformation, data is the new oil. How are Elsevier tools within the EKB helping Egyptian universities and government leaders visualize their research performance and identify the future trends? Specifically, could you elaborate on how ASRT, AKB, and Elsevier partner to craft the most inclusive and holistic national research performance platform, also known as Egyptian Knowledge Graph, by merging international indexed Egyptian publications with local open access publications? How does this really help to cover subject fields like humanities, arts, social sciences, and most importantly, Arabic language publications in a true open assessment platform?
Yeah, thanks again for the question. I think, Elsevier was known as a publishing house historically, but now we have been developed into a data analytics company. So we provide a lot of insights that help everyone in the academic sector and even in the corporate side to take decisions and to provide them with a lot of insights. So as you mentioned, Engineer Majid, I think, one of the things that we are really proud of, being partnered with the EKB, that now we are exploring a lot of new projects. You mentioned something about the local publications. So Elsevier now is processing all the local content in Egypt in a way that it could be linked to other international publications, so they can becoming more visible. So instead of only consuming science, so even the Egyptian science now is more visible globally. And I think this is very important for many aspects. One of them, as you mentioned, is how the researchers or even the institutions will be fairly assessed. For example, the human, the art and humanities and social sciences, usually they are underrepresented, in most of the international database. But now with the project, as you mentioned, the EKG, the Egyptian Knowledge Bank, we have managed to link all the local data into the international data. So the social sciences, the art and humanities becoming more visible. Not only this one, but also I recall one of the discussion that we had with the ministry was a problem about the brain drain in Egypt, and how Egypt and researchers, Egyptian researchers, are leaving the country without maybe a building bridge between them. So according, because of our data analytics and data capabilities, and of course, which has been also empowered by the Gen AI right now, we were able to create a dashboard for the ministry. I'm sure that you are aware of, where you can monitor and you can identify where are the Egyptian researchers in the world, so you can build this bridge with the researchers, abroad, in terms of training early career researchers, or maybe in terms of building some projects using, mutual fund coming from the Egyptian government. So the point is that we keep exploring new projects, new ideas, and focus on what the ministry and the EKB, how it can be evolved to support, of course, 2030 vision of the country.
Thank you so much. Professor Anas Saud, Executive Director of Association of Arab Universities. We are pleased to have you with us today remotely. The regional model. Dr. Anas, the EKB is often cited as a unique experiment in the global south. From the perspective of the Association of Arab Universities, to what extent can the EKB model be replicated across the Arab world to foster a unified Arab digital research area?
Right. Thank you very much, my dear friend Majid. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Right. Thank you very much, and thanks for the invitation, and greetings to Professor Gina and Brahim, and of course to the attending audience in this panel session. And I guess you had a very, very long day, but I think it's worth it as the topics that are under discussion is quite important for what we are discussing in this area. As for the Association of Arab Universities, as you have just introduced, we are proudly had a great strategic partnership with the Egyptian Knowledge Bank, which has been signed earlier this year, and we have viewed this platform as one of the most important platforms that we at the association are now working on in collaboration with the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. And why is that? Because the main mission of the Association of Arab Universities, which has over 500 member universities today from 22 Arab countries, is to support the mission of our member universities. And by collaborating with the Egyptian Knowledge Bank through the Egyptian Knowledge Bank International, we are providing them with the services and all the products that the bank has to offer. I believe that this will change the whole way of we doing our research, even how we perform our educational and day-to-day activities within the universities through the different digital platforms that we're dealing with as universities. As you may know, the open access has changed the world of publication, research publication, just as the open source has changed the world of programming. And we are seeing now how universities started to believe that having a unified platform, just like the Egyptian Knowledge Bank, can help them to navigate all the options from publishers and the services that they have to offer, at the same time trying to get the services they need to support their researchers and faculty members. We at the association believe that this platform will definitely provide a way to democratizing the access to knowledge across the Arab region, let's say. And this is quite important, that we have to make sure that we enable broader and more equitable access to all of our members across many countries that are suffer from different challenges. And it's not a secret when we say that most of the countries have their own challenges, but we have countries such as Yemen, Sudan, Palestine, Syria. They still have a great deal of need to be supported in such platforms. So this has provided them with an excellent opportunity to access the services that they want in a quite important manner, and through the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. So I believe that we at the association, we're viewing this partnership, as I said, as a strategic one that will change the way we do research, first of all, as well as to the global visibility. Today, through the publishers that are part of the Egyptian Knowledge Bank network, we can definitely bring more visibility to our research that performed in the Arab region.
Thank you so much. Bridging borders, as you said, Dr. Anas, collaboration is a key theme of this conference. How can platforms like the EKB facilitate stronger research, partnership, and collaboration between Egyptian universities and their counterparts in, let's say, Jordan, Syria, Yemen, and the wider region?
Well, thank you. Well, obviously, of course, we're crossing the borders, but we still have a common and shared culture, language, most importantly, which we believe that will strengthen the collaboration across the Arab countries. Definitely, the language, as you may know, in many of our countries is still a barrier for some specialities or some kind of faculty members. So having the opportunity to collaborate through a unified platform that share the same vision as well, and the same mission, and the same culture, the same language, it will be much, much easier. So we have noticed as well, as we say, of course, it's still a newborn project or partnership, let's say, between the Association of Arab Universities and the Egyptian Knowledge Bank. But we have witnessed that many of the young universities are really keen to make use of this platform, and they start to working in joint collaboration. So apart from this partnership, we have started our own platform as well with the support. And in this regard, I have to thank the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research of Egypt, in particular, His Excellency Professor Mohammed Ayman Ashur, and our Secretary General, Professor Amr Salame. Well, the amount of support, and of course, Majid and Professor Gina, you remember that we had many meetings, but last month we had a dedicated meeting to discuss how we can make most of the use of this partnership. So going back to how we can make sure that this is a collaboration that will bring fruitful results to all parties. Definitely, as I said, language, number one, the culture, number two, as well as the close way of challenges that most of the Arab countries are sharing as well.
Thank you, Dr. Anas. And by the way, for the audience, Egyptian Knowledge Bank, yes, it started as a digital library, as Professor Gina May highlighted, and now we have like a national publishing platform based on open access. It's globally available. This platform hosts today about 1,100 Egyptian journals, and we have observed about 1.9 million co-authorship over this platform for the last 5 years. We have like 1.9 million authors from African countries, from European countries, and indeed from Arab countries co-authored over this platform. So it's not only gaining access to and visibility to Egyptian journals, like for facilitating open access principle of the open science, but indeed as an open participation platform. It really helps more researchers in less advantaged countries to really find a platform to co-author and to publish their own research and be part of the creation of the science. By the way, this platform showed about 265 million downloads, global downloads. And the second country to Egypt and the number of downloads last year was United States of America. That already shows the qualities of research over this platform. And the beauty of this that we have about 507 Arabic-based journals published over this platform. This is always a challenge for non-Western countries to publish journals on any international publishers, as they have this language barrier like already keeping them apart from doing so. As we bring this session to a close, I would like to briefly reflect on the insights shared today. We have heard from Professor Gina on how the EKB is fundamentally democratizing knowledge for our nation. We explored with Dr. Ibrahim how we are leveraging AI and data for deeper evidence-based insights. And Dr. Anas illustrated how this infrastructure is building critical academic bridges across the Arab world. Let this session be a reminder to all of us that digital transformation is not merely about hardware and software. Ultimately, it is about empowering human mind. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to our distinguished speakers for their contribution, and to our rapporteur, Ms. Hala Salah, for capturing the essence of today's discussion. Thank you all for your valuable time spent with us. We extend our very best wishes for a pleasant and productive stay in your second home, Egypt. Thank you.